know me, I said that and ran right behind Chris Peckham. The main thing I'm here to talk about is the 2001 Rockland Cardinals. I'd like to go inning by inning. June 12th. I'd like to also thank Bob DeFelice, who never coached me, but just seems like the right thing to do. I've never even met him. Love you, Bob. Chris. Thank you, Peck. For those of you guys who know Peck was in this for a long time ago, and Peck is the greatest teammate any of us have ever had, ever, period. Okay? He had my back a lot more times than I had his. He taught me that it's okay to be wider than you are tall. I kind of screwed that one up. I forgot about the gym part, but but he really is a good teammate. And much of what I coach now as a teammate about how to be a teammate was learned from Chris Peckham. He's the greatest teammate of all time. Shorty, thanks for the kind words. I've always said about Shorty, he has the heart the size of a chest protector, and the strike zone the size of a pitch counter. He's retiring, I believe. Or what's that? Just from AAA. Sorry, Cranberry League. I'd like to congratulate all the other inductees because it's what you do, I guess. I'd like to thank Joe Palucci, in all seriousness, for the years of his service. Joe you stole my thunder. I was going to ask that we finally put him into the Hall of Fame, but as Shorty said, he's going in. No one's more deserving and has done more for the Cranberry League than Joe, so thank you very much. I'd also like to thank PJ. PJ has also done a ton for this league. He does a lot for his team, as well he should. And he's done a lot for the league and the Braintree White Sox and the Cranberry League as a whole, so thank you for everything, PJ. In terms of why I'm standing here, the number one reason I'd like to just thank Bob Worcester. Bobby is the best. We joke around. No one has more jokes than the Easton Huskies, but Bobby, I think that I was fortunate enough to become manager of the Easton Huskies for like a minute, and I think that it was then I realized what Bobby did for us all those years. A lot of cabinets had to be sold to support that team. So I thank you for that, Bobby. We bust his chops. I have a 10-year-old daughter here. We bust his chops a lot, but he's done a lot for us. A lot of people just say that Bobby is just really old. That's it. I started to write down a lot of the people that I wanted to thank for being here. I started to write down all the teammates I had over the years, and I realized I didn't really need to be that good. I'm writing down these teammates, and all of them are in the freaking Hall of Fame. I just realized that literally anybody in here that could throw a ball 60 feet would have won all those games. So I was able to just kind of be that guy. I literally needed Tommy John surgery every single time, but I had the team for it, and I can't thank my teammates enough. Peck, obviously, great teammate. Jack Taylor, Kevin Cadras, Mike Foster, who we lost a great fan of ours, and I need to acknowledge the fact that Mr. Foster just passed away. A week ago or so, we lost one of our best fans, and he'll be sorely missed. Chad Canberra, tremendous athlete. He was going to be a professional, but then he realized he's from Taunton, and no one from Taunton can have nice things. So he decided to slum it with the Easton Huskies. Matt Poitras, the greatest player, in my opinion, and I actually mean this with all due respect to Ed Gruder and some of the guys here, Matt Poitras, in my opinion, was the greatest player to play in the Cranberry League, especially the position he was at. He had the worst personality of a player to ever play. But Danny Morse, great friend to me, Danny. I appreciate everything. It's the only nice thing I'll say about you. He was a tremendous talent. He had hair like Jack Taylor. You guys will get that one. But Danny joined us in 2008 when we needed him. We lost the great Johnny Graham. pipe and start throwing shit. We lost Johnny Graham in 2007 to, he's still alive, I think, but we lost him, and Morsi came in, kind of hitting that 3-hole, and kind of took over. It was huge for us. The many Tempestas, they couldn't be here because of the stairs. Just too tall for them. But really the calming influence on our team all those years, the guy that would always just sit in the dugout and just tell us to be calm, Dickie Doyle. Thank you for everything over the years. In my opinion, the guy that loved the Huskies more than anyone on earth, and the fact that he doesn't actually own a Husky yet is pretty disappointing. Billy Haas, thank you for everything. I would never want anyone at second base but you. What's that, sir? Bobby's interrupting me, shockingly. Just don't throw a chair at me. Eddie Gruder, like I said, with Eddie Gruder, just the greatest player that I ever played with. With Boyd, I mean, these guys were great, and that's everybody.
That's awesome.
No, but seriously, no, I'm gonna keep going. I was also fortunate enough to have the best catcher in the league catching for me, a true leader, the guy that refused to lose, and a guy that was just there for his teammates. Rick Del Vecchio, who caught for me in an all-star game once. No, but of course I mean Pete Buffington. Buff was the guy that would call me at 4:30 a.m. every day to go to the gym. He counted my carbs for me. He sent me motivational texts every night. He really kept me in shape. We would literally go to the bullpen before a game, and the other team, you just hear them laughing. They're like, there's no way these guys can actually play baseball. Am I wrong? I mean, but they would, we would play teams nationally, and we would shove it, Maddie, earmuffs. We would shove it up their ass every single time. Paul and Joe, my guys from RBI, I was going to thank you, but you forgot my freaking birthday Wednesday, so I have nothing to say to you. It was literally Wednesday. Thanks. Most importantly, this is really about just everything in general. I want to thank my family, my wife Gina, who, there was a lot of times where people would say, why does your wife never come to games? She did go to a lot of games, and she did the thing that's most important to any baseball player. You guys that came before me speaking, you understand, you have to have a wife that understands. You have to have a wife that really, can let you leave the house and go hang out with a bunch of guys that are in this room right now. It's not a smart move. She understood, and Gina, I thank you for everything. My daughter, she came to one game I pitched especially. It was Father's Day, and I was pitching against the Braintree White Sox. I gave up 11 runs. Brad Zanowski hit 2 home runs off of me, and you ruined Father's Day. Thanks, guys. She just started talking to me yesterday. I'd like to thank my mother and father-in-law, Paul and Sheila. I love you guys very much. You guys have been very supportive of me over the years. My father-in-law allowed me to work for him when I was playing before RBI, and I thank you guys for everything. He'd make sure I was taking jobs so I could get to games, and that meant a lot. My 2 brothers who couldn't be here, I don't really like them, but my friend Adam, who supported me, we played Little League together, and he always supported me. I thank you for everything, my friend. My biggest thanks, and I'll leave you guys with, in 2017, I see a lot. I work with kids. I see a lot of bad situations out there, and I have been blessed my entire life to have the greatest mom and dad ever. My mom was my #1 fan forever. She didn't go to a lot of games because she was afraid I was going to hit with a line drive with baseball, which that happened 3 times. So I guess I understand, but she's the best mom on earth, and the guy that taught me everything I know. He pushed me to play baseball, but he never pushed too much. I always knew my dad wanted me to play baseball, but I always knew that if I said, Dad, I want to try something else, he would have been so supportive of me there too. But he also knew I was never going to give up baseball. He always played catch with me, did whatever I wanted. He threw me BP. That didn't work out so well, but Mom, Dad, I love you. Thank you for everything. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
We almost